Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2, we are hearing the beautiful prayers that the demigods are offering to Lord Krishna when he's in the womb of Mother Devaki. Tvai ambujaksha khila satvadhamni
Tvai ambujaksha khila sattva-dhamni
samadhinaveshita cetasaike
samadhinaveshita-cetasaike
tvatpadapote namahat kritena
tvat-padapote namahat-kritena
kurvanti govatsapadam pavaptim
kurvanti govatsapadam bhavatim.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O lotus-eyed Lord, by concentrating one's meditation on your lotus feet, which are the reservoir of all existence, and by accepting those lotus feet as the boat by which to cross the ocean of nations, one follows in the footsteps of Mahajans, great saints, sages, and devotees. By this simple process, one can cross the ocean of nations as easily as one steps over the hoofprint of a calf. The true mission in life is to cross the ocean of nations of repeated birth and death. So, what's the mission of human life? What's the goal of human life?
To
Anyone?
cross over the nations of repeated birth and death.
Yeah, that's right. Those in the darkness of ignorance, however, do not know this mission. Instead, being carried away by the waves of material nature, prakriti kriyamanani, gune karmani sarvashaha, they are undergoing the tribulations of mrityu samsara vartamani, repeated birth and death. But persons who have achieved knowledge by the association of devotees follow the Mahajans, Mahat Kritena. So we can see majority of the living entities in this material world. We are just bound by the modes of nature, right? Mother Nature, we are like being tossed in the waves of this material ocean. And there's an ocean, big waves. As the wave makes you toss, in that direction the living entity goes. So the modes are like that. But they are the fortunate who have associated with the devotees, and by this association gotten knowledge. And now what they are doing? Following Mahajan. Such a person always concentrates his mind upon the lotus feet of the Lord and executes one or more of the 9 varieties of devotional service: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. So the devotee engaging in devotional service, following in the footsteps of the Mahajan, simply by this process one can cross the insurmountable ocean of nations. So how we can cross over this material world of birth and death?
By devotional service at the
Yeah,
lotus feet of the Lord, upon the
yeah.
lotus feet of the
Mm. Devotional service is powerful in any form. Shri Vishnu Shravane Parikshit Abhavad Vyas Sakhi Kirtane Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 12265. According to this verse, Maharaj Parikshit became liberated by fully concentrating his mind on hearing the Lord's holy name, attributes, and pastimes. So, how did Maharaj Parikshit get liberation? What did he do?
concentrating his mind, hearing on the Lord's holy name, his attributes, Lord's attributes, pastimes.
Yeah. So he's an
everything
example.
totally. Yeah, fully, fully
Fully,
absorbed. Yeah.
fully absorbed. So he's an example to show that how one can get liberation by hearing, right? He heard
Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam with so much concentration. Similarly, Sukadev Goswami simply glorified the Lord. And by speaking on the subject matters of Krishna that constitute the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, he too was liberated. And how did Sukadev Goswami get liberated?
Just by speaking on Srimad Bhagavatam, glorifying, yeah,
Glorifying.
Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
he
they're
also,
really powerful, right? That means hearing Bhagavatam, speaking from the Bhagavatam is very powerful, can give one liberation. One may also be liberated
so
simply.
both ways,
Yeah,
right? So both. Yeah.
both ways. Yeah. Maharaj Parikshit was hearing Sukadev Goswami speaking. Like we are hearing now, we are hearing from Sukadev Goswami, right? The Bhagavatam is spoken by Sukadev Goswami. Srila Prabhupada kindly record has translated it in language easily understandable by us. So we are hearing. And one may also be liberated simply by sakhya, friendly behavior with the Lord. Sakhya, friendship with the Lord. Of course, this is more higher. It's it's on a higher platform uh, that and having a relationship with the Lord in friendship, being friends with the Lord.
But when you're doing the Acha worship, isn't that also Sakya kind of
That's Archanam, right? The
Archana?
deity version, deity worship.
Okay,
Yeah,
that doesn't come.
no, that's deity worship is Archanam.
But like you have like a friendly, right? Be thing relation. No,
Archanam
yeah,
will depend on the mood. Usually, the mood may be, yeah, of course, it would depend on the mood. One's ras one is in. This is like
the
very
ras.
high.
Yeah, again the ras comes. Yeah,
Yeah, so this would be very high, you know. Wherever ras comes in, then it becomes.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Such is the power of devotional service as we learn from the examples set by the Lord's many pure devotees. Swayambhur Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu Pralado Janaka Bhishmo Balir Vayasakir Vayam Bhagavatam 6.3.20. So these are the Mahajans mentioned in Bhagavatam. Who are they?
Parikshit Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami.
Parikshit Maharaj actually is not mentioned,
No,
but
it,
Sukadev Goswami is mentioned. Yeah.
okay. And then even Narad Muni, Yam,
Narad.
right? And
Yeah.
Yam,
Swayambhur. This
yeah, oh,
is
Narad, yeah, okay.
this
The
is
Kumaras,
yeah, Kumaras.
Kapil Dev,
Yeah.
Prahlad,
Yeah.
Janak, Bhishma Dev,
Yeah.
Bali Maharaj,
Yeah. Sukadev Goswami
Sukadev Goswami,
and Yamraj.
Yamraj, right? Vayam
Yeah.
is yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And Lord Shiva, Shambhu.
Shambhu, okay,
Mm.
yes.
And Swayambhur is Swayambhuva Manu.
Okay, so
No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is Swayambhur is Lord Brahma.
oh,
Lord
okay.
Brahma. Yeah. What am I saying? So Lord Brahma, Narad, Shambhu, like that it goes. Kumar, Kapil Muni, Prahlad, Janak, Bhishmo, Bali Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami, Yamraj. So we have to follow in the footsteps of such devotees, for by this one easy process, one can cross the great ocean of nations, just as one might cross a small hole created by the hoof of a calf. So the material world, material ocean is actually very vast. very difficult for us to cross. But by following in the footsteps of the Mahajans, then this great ocean becomes very small, tiny, like water which is in the hoof print of a calf. It's so small, you can just walk over it by following the Mahajans, by following in the devotees' footsteps, not imitation, but following their instructions. What are they saying? Here the Lord is described as Ambujaksha or lotus-eyed. By seeing the eyes of the Lord, which are compared to lotus flowers, one becomes so satisfied that one does not want to turn his eyes to anything else. Simply by seeing the transcendental form of the Lord, a devotee is at once fully absorbed in the Lord in his heart. So the devotee, when he sees the deity of the Lord, or when he's seeing the Lord himself, well, the both deity and the Lord, there's no difference. But simply by looking at the Lord, the devotee gets more and more attached to him, fully absorbed in the Lord in his heart. This absorption is called samadhi. Dhyana vastita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yogina. Bhagavatam 12:13:1. A yogi is fully absorbed in thoughts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for he has no other business than to think of the Lord always within the heart. It is also said, Samashitaye padapalava plavam mahat padam punya yasho murare bhavam buddhirvatsa padam param padam 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 yad vipadam natesham. For one who has accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation, and is famous as Murari, the enemy of the demon Mura. The ocean of the material world is like the water contained in a calf's hoof print. His goal is Param Padam or Vaikuntha, the place where there are no material miseries, not the place where there is danger at every step. Bhagavatam 10:14-58. So the devotees, they are completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. They want to please Krishna. Their minds are fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna. They don't, they are, they're not interested with this material world. They want to always be with Krishna because in this material world there's always danger at every step. They want to go to the spiritual world. Mm. This process is recommended here by authorities like Brahma and Lord Shiva, Swayambhur Narada Shambhu, and therefore we must take to this process in order to transcend nations. This is very easy, but we must follow in the footsteps of great personalities, and then success will be possible. In regard to the word Mahatkritena, it is also significant that the process shown by great devotees is not only for them, but also for others. If things are made easy, this affords facility for the person who has made them easy and also for others who follow the same principles. The process recommended in this verse for crossing the ocean of nations is easy not only for the devotee, but also for common persons who follow the devotee. Mahajano yena gata sapantha. For example, when one makes a bridge, so then he can easily cross over the river. Say he built a bridge over the river. And others can also take the bridge, can easily cross over the river. So similarly, the Mahajans, the pure devotees, they are making it easy for everyone to go to the spiritual world, and they themselves, by following the process, are also easily going to the spiritual world. The process is devotional service, beginning by hearing and chanting. Did you want to add anything? Okay. स्वयं समुतीर्य सुदुष्टरं द्युमन्
Vayam samutirya
समुद्रे
suduttaram
सुदुतरतं
human
भवार्णवं भीमम् अधः प्रसोहृदा
bhavaram
भवारणं
bhimam
अदभरा सौहार्द्यम्
भवत्पदाम्बोरुहनावम् अत्र ते
भवत्पदम्बोर्वाणम् अत्र ते
atrate
निधाय याता सदनुग्रहो भवान्
निधाय
nitaya yata
तद्
sat
अनुग्रहो भवान्
anugrahan.
O Lord, who resemble the shining sun, you are always ready to fulfill the desire of your devotee, and therefore you are known as a desire tree. Vanchakalpataru. When acharyas completely take shelter under your lotus feet in order to cross the fierce ocean of nations, they leave behind on earth the method by which they cross. And because you are very merciful to your other devotees, you accept this method to help them. This statement reveals how the merciful acharyas and the merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead together help the serious devotee who wants to return home back to Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his teachings to Rupa Goswami said, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bij. Caitanya Caritamita Madhya 1951. One can achieve the seed of Bhakti Lata, devotional service, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. The duty of the Guru is to find the means, according to the time, the circumstances, and the candidate, by which one can be induced to render devotional service, which Krishna accepts from a candidate who wants to be successful in going back home, back to Godhead. So Lord Krishna is saying, Lord Chaitanya is saying that the living entities, we are wandering about in the universe. And by good fortune, one who's fortunate by the mercy of Guru and Krishna can get this Bhakti Lata Bij, the seed of the creeper of devotion. So the Guru, he places the seed by the mercy of Krishna in the heart of the devotee. So means he engages the devotee in devotional service. He teaches him how to please Krishna, engages him in hearing and chanting. After wandering throughout the universe, a fortunate person within this material world seeks shelter of such a guru or acharya who trains the devotee in suitable ways to render service according to the circumstances, so that the Supreme Personality of Godhead will accept the service. So this is what the acharya does. He engages everyone in hearing and chanting, engages everyone to please the Lord so that everyone can be delivered. Whoever he comes across can get liberated. This makes it easier for the candidate to reach the ultimate destination. The Acharya's duty, therefore, is to find the means by which devotees may render service according to reference from Shastra. So, according to time, place, and circumstance, the pure devotee engages others in service of Krishna, to please Krishna. And in this way, he is making the path for them to get liberated. Rupa Goswami, for example, in order to help subsequent devotees, published such devotional books as Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Thus, it is the duty of the Acharya to publish books that will help future candidates to take up the method of service and become eligible to return home back to Godhead by the mercy of the Lord. So, this is what the Acharya does. One such Acharya, Srila Rupa Goswami, he's given us Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, speaking all about devotional service. Srila Prabhupada is our Acharya, engaging so many of us in devotional service according to time, place, circumstance, somehow the other, engaging in devotional service. So that we can also walk on this path of going back home, back to Godhead. In our Krishna consciousness, Hare Krishna.
Krishna. So you said the Guru places the seed. It's called Bhakti Lata Beach.
Beach. Yeah.
Bhakti Lata Beach.
Beach. Yeah. Bhakti Lata Beach, the seed of devotional service. This Bhakti Lata Beach. The seed of Bhakti Lata, devotional service by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. And the Guru places the seed how? By engaging the devotee in devotional service. So
that
and
also
in
is a
this,
mercy, na?
yes,
The mercy is on the devotee, on the
yes,
disciple, actually.
yes. That's why I said, Kon Bhagyavan Jiva. That's why Lord Chaitanya is saying, Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jiva. You're wandering otherwise. But one who's fortunate, Bhagyavan, is getting the seed of devotional service. It's a sign of the greatest fortune. In our Krishna consciousness movement, the same path is being prescribed and followed. Thus, the devotees have been advised to refrain from four sinful activities: illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling, and to chant 16 rounds a day. These are bona fide instructions because in the Western countries, constant chanting is not possible. One should not artificially imitate Haridas Thakur, but should follow this method. Krishna will accept a devotee who strictly follows the regulative principles and the method prescribed in the various books and literatures published by the authorities. So, actually, before the devotees were chanting 64 rounds. Srila Prabhupada, the spiritual master, they were all chanting 64 rounds. But then Srila Prabhupada saw that, in modern life, it's not possible to chant 64 rounds. It would take 8 hours in a day. So then he set the minimum to 16 rounds and follow the four regulative principles and engage in devotional service, engage in some service. Of course, chanting is devotional service, but also taking up some service, to serve the devotees in some way or the other. So the Acharya gives the suitable method for crossing the ocean of nations by accepting the boat of the Lord's lotus feet. And if this method is strictly followed, the followers will ultimately reach the destination by the grace of the Lord. So we can see how Srila Prabhupada, he has done it. We are seeing it. So many thousands and thousands of people are coming, taking shelter of Lord Krishna, engaging in devotional service, and are on this path back to Godhead. Ultimately, they will reach back home, back to Godhead. This method is called Acharya Sampradaya. It is therefore said Sampradaya Vihina Ye Mantras Te Nishphala Mata Padma Puran. The Acharya Sampradaya is strictly bona fide. Therefore, one must accept the Acharya Sampradaya. Otherwise, one's endeavor will be futile. Srila Narottam Das Thakur therefore sings, Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas Janme Janme Hai Ei Abhilash. One must worship the lotus feet of the Acharya and live within the society of devotees. Then one's endeavor to cross over nations will surely be successful. So, because it's by the mercy of the Acharya, The mercy of the devotee. One is being engaged in devotional service. So
So
following his
Acharya here
instructions.
means Guru, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Guru who's who's
Setting, yeah.
engaging everyone in
Okay.
devotional service.
Right.
Mm. So, and then one can get liberation. Get liberation. Ah,
Liberation and not come back.
not come back. Can go to the spiritual world to be with Krishna.
Go back home, Godhead. Right. Godhead.
Yeah, go back home, back to Godhead. Be with the devotees always then. In the spiritual world, in Golok, they're all devotees there. So
So,
going to, Mhm.
so even though we are in Mrityu Lok, like Dukhalaya, but we are fortunate to having a human body, right? So we can understand uh, the lotus feet, mercy, and about the Krishna, like bhakti or Sakhya Bhav we read earlier.
Yeah,
So we can liberate, like even we cannot liberate, we can have a better life in next uh, life
yes,
also, right?
yes. Because once you see the journey is already started.
Hmm.
Journey towards liberation has already started.
Okay.
So one will go back home, back to Godhead.
Godhead. Like one day
Yes.
when we will saturated on that
Yeah,
bhakti,
yeah,
that then only we can go, right?
yeah.
But if we'll do now, we can have the better, so that we can do more and more, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Because that doesn't go waste, na? Whatever you
Ah.
do, right?
Hmm.
Devotional. I mean, it's like not enough. We have not reached, yeah, but at least
The
it's not
journey
going to just
started. Yeah, the
started. Yeah,
journey has
it's not going to be
begun.
erased. Yeah, once you leave this body, the next life, it is right. It gets accumulated.
Yeah, can
Accumulate.
engage in devotional service more and more in devotional
Hmm.
service. Yeah, and then,
Like we
But
we will be born in that family where devotional service, right,
yeah,
will
born
take
in
yeah,
place.
devotee family.
devotee
Devotional.
family, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because now in what situation or condition we have, even we are doing chanting or offering God, but we have some like pollution in our mind. We think something bad, or we do something bad, or we like gossip about the other people also.
Yes,
So these will impact to our God service also. These all bad habits.
yeah, we have to refrain from doing the bad habits and engage in devotional service.
तो वो जो हम करते हैं तो that will be in negative, like when we are doing offering and chanting, and the same after few hours we are doing something like, oh, she is like that, she was like that, and something bad about somebody. so
So see,
so it
we
will
will
be
get the,
negative.
no, it doesn't become plus and minus. So we'll get the result of devotional service, but then also the result of the
Bad
bad
thing.
activity,
Okay.
right?
um,
So, but
that
then
is good,
what we
no?
can do is do more and more devotional service so that the
mm,
effect of the bad activity can become washed
mm,
over. Bhakti Charu Maharaj would give this example. You know, the rice fields, they're
mm,
flooded so much with water,
mm,
right? It's just flooded
mm,
with water. So similarly, our heart have bad things. But if we
mm.
can flood our heart with devotional service, then the bad things are going to go away, right? They'll go away. We can see it'll gradually reduce and reduce. It is reducing. At least the awareness is there that this is bad. Before that, we were not even aware that this is bad. We would think, oh, it's natural. So continue hearing and chanting, worshipping, remembering
Yeah.
Krishna.
because I'm trying to avoid कि नहीं मैं एकदम strictly I will follow the everything spiritual like in a proper manner so that I cannot do any gossip or any some click his mind but वो हो ही जाता है it happened.
Yeah, that it's true. But then the more we practice, it's true because we are used to gossip, right? So but then now we are aware. So then we are controlling. But sometimes we may not be able to. But at least we are better than before, where openly we wouldn't even think anything about it, right? So it's a gradual process. It happens gradually. Like when you put a seed डालते हैं ग्राउंड में तो वो इमीडिएटली बड़ा सा पेड़ नहीं बन जाता है जिसमें फ्रूट्स होंगे. अगर हम अभी एक ऑरेंज सीड्स पोखा ग्राउंड में और फिर बोलेगे कि कल मुझे इसका ऑरेंज चाहिए, नहीं होएगा, राइट? टाइम लगेगा.
Yeah,
वो
right.
सीड पहला फ्रुक्टिफाई होएगा, थोड़ा छोटा सा
Mm-hmm.
प्लांट आएगा, फिर थोड़ा बड़ा 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 होएगा,
Mm-hmm.
फिर चार लीव्स आएंगे, ब्रांचेस आएंगे, फिर बरोबर ट्री मच्योर होएगा, फिर आएगा फ्रूट्स,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it takes time gradually, but it starts. जब से सीड डाल दिया, फिर it starts.
And true, like what you said, no? At least the awareness now is there. It's coming,
Yeah,
that we should not be doing like gossiping. We should, like, that thing comes that, oh, what are we doing? Are we doing, yeah, are we supposed to do this? No.
yeah,
So at
yes,
least it'll cut down, no? Cut down on this.
yeah.
Easily said, yeah, but action,
Takes
the practice
time. Yeah,
takes time.
takes
Yeah.
time. Takes time. Yeah. Can pray to Krishna for help.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
helps a lot. Pray to
Mm-hmm.
Krishna for help. Pray to Srila Prabhupada for help. Pray to Gaur
Mm-hmm.
Nitai for help.
Yeah,
That,
if we'll get bhakti, our karma will be by default purified, right?
that's right. Yes.
अभी टाइम लेकिन लगेगा बहुत ज्यादा.
Yeah, pray to Gaur Nitai.
Yeah.
Mhm. ठीक है. Stop here. श्रीमद्
Yeah.
भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. हरे कृष्ण.